Hi, in this tutorial we'll learn to draw a room. There are 3 tools you can use to begin creating your project: the rectangular room, the pattern-based room, and the step-by-step room. Using any of these you can create the first room of the floor. All subsequent rooms will connect to this room. When you're creating the first room, you need to specify only the width and the depth of the room. You have to specify the height if the setting measurement height is turned on. The premise will be displayed in the center of the working space. The next room can only be drawn from the door, which is snapped to the current one. This ensures a correct mutual location of the premise. Select a free point on the door, specify the direction and distance for the binding. When working with the pattern-based room, you have to specify the first point position near the free point of the door. After that, specify the approximate location for all the vertices of the premise on the working space. When you tap near the second free point of the door, the contour will be closed, and the app will ask you to measure each side of the room. After measuring the pentangled side, the app will calculate the last side and then ask you to measure the height. Step-by-step drawing of the room cannot be implemented in a rigid sequence of steps, so the tool has extended operations that appear in the according steps. With the first step, you have to tap the point on the door. After that, specify the direction and distance of the binding. Then the program asks you to specify the total length of the first wall. By default, the wall following is built perpendicular. To draw the next wall at an angle, it's necessary to switch the mode with this button. After specifying the approximate location of the next corner, you will be prompted to specify the length of the wall. Then you have to measure the diagonal to the nearest corner. If this diagonal is hard to measure, you can specify previously fixed corners of the room. If it's obvious that the next wall is located perpendicular to another wall in the drawing, you can use the function baseWall, which will ask you to choose first any other wall and then to specify the direction of the next wall of the premise. If the geometry of the premise is such that you reach the corners from which you cannot measure the diagonal to the previously fixed points, you can change the direction of the measurement and to continue the bypass. So we'll fix a new reference point and we'll be able to return to fixing the hidden corner later. You can close the premise contour in 2 ways. Press the button to close and the last wall will be built automatically. Draw the last wall, then tap on the second free point. After that, the program will show the inaccuracy, i.e. changing the length of only the last wall. If you are closing the perpendicular walls, then the length of both walls will be adjusted. The inaccuracy will be the sum of the adjustments. The last tool, external contour drawing, is the same as the previous tools. The only difference is the color of created contour. For any created room or another object, you can specify the addition properties. To do this, select the room by this tool and tap on the properties icon. You can set the several attributes: name, room number, height parameters, and comments. Specific to premises, you'll find a table with floor, ceiling, wall areas, and the perimeter. You can attach photos on which you can add additional measurements. To set new measurements, tap the first and second points and enter the distance by using the rangefinder or calculator tool. You can change the mode of arrow creation to the perpendicular mode or to the follow mode. Specific to premise, you have 3D preview. Also, you can roll back any changes for premises. It doesn't matter when you made them. That's all for today. Thanks for your attention.